All right, it is January 1st, 2025, and we've got about 79 degrees. Beautiful sunny weather here in Southwest Florida. And today, guys, we are out riding the local streets here around my home, and we're going to be talking about safety. But this channel is really about the real world riding, right? It's not some of that fake stuff that you sometimes see online, where everything that I do is 100% perfect. Everything that I say, every action that I have, everything is just on point. No, that just does not exist. If you find another channel like that on YouTube, where a rider like myself does everything on point, well, guys, I hate to admit it, but they are just cutting out the parts from that video that they don't want you to see. Anyways, we're done with that long intro. We're gonna ride the streets, as I've said. As soon as I see something that is worthy to talk about, I will talk about it, and we'll go from there. You gotta talk about the basics. Pulling up to a red light, pulling up to a stop. Watch your mirrors, see who's coming up from behind you. Make sure that you have a escape route, escape planned in case a vehicle behind you, from the side of you, is gonna do something that, you know, can run you over, hit you, whatever. And keep your bike in first gear. Be ready for takeoff in case the vehicle behind you isn't coming to a stop. And then as soon as I confirm the traffic is stopped behind me, then I can kind of relax. Still keep an eye on my mirrors, but don't necessarily have to keep my bike in first gear. Intersections, guys, they are dangerous. Whether it be someone running a red light, someone making a left turn crossing your lane, and you T-boning them, someone driving from behind you and just not seeing that there's a red light up ahead and they just slam right into you. Whatever it is, intersections, guys, they are dangerous. Anytime you're coming up to one, really pay attention to what's going on around you. I pretty much always also try to ride staggered, just like right now. 1, 2, 3. Then if I need to pass, I pass. I don't just float around in anyone's blind spot. That is a bad habit to get into. It's a bad thing to do. You do not want to float around in anyone's blind spot. I expected that white van to change lanes. And actually, let's roll the clip back and pause the frame here. You can see that there were vehicles stopping or slowing down ahead of that white van. So it's just kind of common sense to expect that van to make a lane change. And that's called reading traffic. Guys, it's really important. Whenever you ride, the more you ride, the better you'll be at reading traffic. You have to predict what other people will do before they do it. So that's a huge part of what makes you a good motorcyclist, is really predicting other people's moves. And unfortunately, sometimes it's one of those things that it's only experience that can build that up for you. You know, you got to ride to get better at that. But the more that you ride, the riskier it is sometimes if you're new. So, you know, it is what it is. That's part of motorcycling. So these type of intersections like this one here, where we've got dedicated, you know, turn lanes, we've got dedicated signals. These two vehicles here that were stopped, you know, they're waiting for an actual green arrow. They're not yielding to me or the vehicles next to me. These type of intersections are safer. You know, you still got to watch for vehicles like that are stopped, that are wanting to turn. But overall, generally speaking, yeah, they are much safer because those cars are stopped. They're waiting for that green arrow to let them, you know, let them turn. But if you're passing through intersections where the vehicles are just yielding, then, you know, you definitely got to be a little bit more on edge, situationally aware in those type of spots and in those intersections. And, well, you gotta watch for it. Gotta watch for people cutting across your lane of traffic. So you won't T-bone them, hit them, sideswipe them, whatever. Let's talk about this situation for a quick second here. So we got 3 lanes of traffic, right, moving in one direction. And anytime there are 3 lanes of traffic like this, the lane that I'm in right now, in my opinion, theoretically, I think, should be the safest. Reason for that is that if I were to be in the middle lane I have traffic from my left side and my right side. So I'm watching more vehicles. When I'm passing them, when they're passing me, there's more cars that are around me. If I'm in the far right lane, like in this situation, there's more churns. There are more areas from which, just like this vehicle right here, pulling out of a side street, out of a parking lot, whatever, you gotta watch for those cars. That far left lane, we got a good median. I'm not really watching as much traffic as I am in the middle lane or in the far right lane. Kind of try to think through in terms of what is the safest lane and ride, if you can, in that safest lane. All right, see how traffic is slowing down on the left here? And my lane is still moving through fast, right? Oh, we got someone's blinker on. Gotta watch for that. Why the heck is that car stopped? What? Oh gosh, welcome to Florida. We welcome you with open arms. And we welcome you to the streets that we ride and drive on. That car just randomly stopped on a green light, just standing there. Oh my gosh, man. Well, that, you know, if we roll that clip back or if we pause the clip here, again, it's just one of those situations, one of those things that you got to watch for when you ride. You know, anytime you have traffic that is stopped in a certain lane and you're in a lane that is moving faster than that other lane that is stopped, be careful. I don't know how else to say it. Be freaking careful, because those people that are stopped, they're eager to make a lane change and go in your lane, whichever lane is moving faster. And that's just the nature of human beings, I think, you know. Whether you ride a motorcycle or a car, you always just want to go wherever the lane is moving faster. I've had people comment on some of my videos sometimes, and they'll say things like, oh, you know, you ride a bike, so that means that you're always, you know, changing lanes 100 times. You're always trying to go. Hey, that guy's fine. You always want to go in the fastest lane, but the reality is car drivers are exactly the same way. They just don't always have the opportunity to, you know, change lanes because they're driving a bigger vehicle, right? But if you're driving a small vehicle, you have more opportunity at changing lanes, you know, whatever, picking the faster route, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Passing cars here on the right, I'm keeping a little bit of distance from them. I don't care if they change lanes. I got a big wide open space here to my left that I can jolt to or into if I have to. You know, the more space that I can create between me and the other cars that are around me, the better. That is my motto. I know that some of you guys don't agree with that. I don't care. I don't care. That is a huge part of what's kept me safe on the roads. Good to create distance, because I never want to put my trust into the hands of another driver that I do not know. I just won't do it. There's no perfect science to this. There's no a perfect way of riding. Gosh, there's just not. You know, you're human. All the other vehicles on the road, you know, there's another human being sitting there with emotions, with going through whatever that they're going through. And I'm rambling here, but you never know. You never know with other people. Right now, I'm kind of cruising on the lane position 1. 3 lane positions here in every single lane. I'm in lane position 1 so that I can see ahead. Wouldn't necessarily want to be here because, I mean, I guess if that vehicle that's in front of me, if it's cruising more on the left side of the lane, then yeah, this is perfectly fine to be in lane position 3 so I can see far ahead just as it is now. That's fine. But if I can't see that far ahead, move to wherever it is that you can see further up ahead. When you're on a motorcycle, you are not designated to ride in a certain spot in your lane. You can ride anywhere within your lane as you see fit. Whichever part of your lane that you think is safest, that's where you got to be. That's how I ride, and that's how you got to ride too. Move around when you have to. You know, there's a car in front of you blocking your view. Well, move out to the left, move out to the right. Try to see ahead. And if you can't see that far ahead, then maintain a bigger following distance. You know, maintain a bigger following distance based on the speed that you're traveling at. Adjust it accordingly so that if something were to be laying on the road, I don't know, big chunk of tire, a brick, a microwave, I don't know, whatever can end up on the road, so that if something does end up on the road, you have enough time to move over, swerve, stop, brake, accelerate, do whatever to dodge that obstacle. So yeah, if you can't see ahead, there you go. There's a typical Florida biker man. Watching for vehicles like that one there, that Suburban. He was kind of creeping forward as I was accelerating there. You know, I wasn't super hyper focused on just him, because you don't want to do that, because if you do that, then you're not going to notice other things that are happening that would keep you safe. But I was focusing on that Suburban to make sure that he was actually stopped and that he wasn't just going to roll out in front of me. I also made sure, if I pause the frame here, to be in a spot that would give me someplace to go if he did end up pulling up in front of me, which was to the left. So I didn't ride in line with this vehicle here. I was kind of, you know, catching up to it, but I was a little bit slower, and I rode right up behind it. And so that if that Suburban were to go out in front of me, I have a place to go. So my hand is going numb. Oh boy, this is just the reality, guys. This is the reality of riding a motorcycle. Sometimes and they're all different, you know. Some motorcycles are better than others in terms of vibration and all that stuff, but some, like this one here, oh, it's not the best. It emits quite a bit of vibration through the bars, and if I'm on the throttle, you know, no cruise control or whatever, I mean, yeah, my hand just literally feels like it goes numb, so I gotta take a break sometimes. The point with these videos is really just for all of us, to just try our best at being our best. We're gonna fail at being perfect. We're gonna fail at being 100% good and right. We're gonna fail at that. No matter what you try and do, you're gonna fail. Just do your best. Do your best, because, I mean, I don't know about you, but I want to live. I want to live to see tomorrow. I don't want to live and see tomorrow in a wheelchair. I don't want to be crippled. And so, you know, I'm doing everything that I can to stay safe. All right, let's zoom into that car. So I can see that it's ready to pull out. What I did was I changed lanes, kind of giving it some leeway that if it wants to pull out, it can. Having my finger resting on my front brake and on my rear, had my foot on there as well. So I'm kind of ready to go on my brakes if I have to. You know, that's another one of those type of situations that you got to watch for. You know, you got a vehicle that's wanting to pull out. Instead of just riding in the lane that I was and just, I think, being an ass, move over. If you have the space, you have the opportunity, just move over. You know, I'm sure that car was being respectful and nice just by waiting for me to pass and not just jolting right in front of me. And, you know, it's nice to have drivers like that. So you can be courteous to them and move away so that if they do want to pull out in traffic, they can. Just a little something. Oh, right, guys. It is 4:30 in the afternoon, and I'm going to head home. If you're still watching this video, you rock. Thanks for watching. Hope you did enjoy it. I hope you're going to walk away with something that you've possibly learned, something that you can get from this video that will make you a better rider. And I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.